Hey guys, welcome back to our channel. Today's gonna be a little different. We're not working on that kind of tractor. We're gonna work on these kind of tractors, lawn tractors. And even though I've got work I could do with them, it's been raining a lot here and everything's too wet, so I'm bored. Let's start on these right after this. So like I said, we've had a lot of rain lately and this field's all wet. This is clay, so if you try to drive on it, it just turns into gumbo. I'd just be making a mess. As you can see, I've got work to do finishing off the ditch. I've dug all the way around the corner there, and I've dug to there. I still got a little bit of work to do to finish this up. I'll probably actually have to add a little bit of dirt into this to try to get the slope right. But this is one of the projects I have to do. I have one more. I got a bunch of this one cleaned out too, but I still have more work to do. I got a little high spot right there I got to dig out, get that to drain. And that goes all the way down there. So these are the projects I'd like to be working on, but weather's not cooperating. We needed the rain anyways. Down here by the pond, another project I worked on is, you can see there and here, we had some muskrat damage. Little buggers burrow into the side of the pond and that all caves in. So I've filled that in and seeded it, and seeds coming up like gangbusters. And as we're down by the pond, got a little bit of a algae thing going on over there with the roots, but for the most part, it's not too bad. And the rain has helped that. So let's get on our little tractor. So let me tell you a little story about these two little critters. Good buddy of mine bought a cottage out Lake Erie, and these were growing in the flower garden in the front yard. And he obviously didn't have a use for them. The yard wasn't big enough, he figured, for a rider. He could easily push mower it. So he says, come and get them. I got no way to get rid of them. It's either you take them or I'm going to get a scrap guy. So you know me, if it's free, I'll take it. So I was planning on this being a winter project, but had a couple rainy days, can't really do much of anything else, and I got kind of bored. I figured I'd just kind of look at them a little bit, and then I got into it. And then parts started coming off, and had the digital meter thing out, and anyways, let me take you around them. So this guy here is a Lawn Flight 830, and that's an MTD, shift on the go, and they're both basically the same machine, both made by MTD, and judging by the serial numbers, they're probably around 96 to 98. So yep, and this one's 10.5 horse. And the first thing I did is, when I got them, is I put them both on a battery charger. I used my Bentley charger, and it's almost up. So both batteries are pretty good on these. I checked the oil. Both of them had actually good oil in it. So I thought, hey, maybe these guys can work. And this one here was a little bit rougher, as you can see. Got the optional seat cover. And it had a little extra wiring with lights and stuff on it. And this was your really automotive style wiring. But this one didn't have a starter. So not going to really go out and get a starter. And it doesn't have a mower deck. The motors turn. This is going to be a parts unit. They're basically the same. And speaking of parts, when I tried to fire this guy up, I had to figure out which pedal to push and all that. And the solenoid was clicking, but it wouldn't always start, wouldn't always turn. And so the first thing I did is I stole the solenoid. I'll show you in a minute how easy that is to get at. And it's the throttle cable. This is the one from this unit. It's obviously been cut, and they were operating the throttle. They had a piece of throttle cable hooked up there, sticking out the side, and they would just pull on it manually. But now I've got that donor cable on there, and let's show you around a little bit more of this thing. This isn't the most convenient thing to work on. If you want to do anything basic on it, you have to take this off, and there's 6 bolts around the perimeter, and they're not the easiest to get at, but then you got to take it off and wiggle it around to get this thing out of here. Not very convenient. So still really can't get at the solenoid that well. It's down in there. So you take this off, like I have on here. This one's still off. The other one I put it back together. And the solenoid goes way down in there. Way down the bottom there. So we got that changed out. So I got the throttle cable changed. There's the new one in here. And I got the solenoid changed, and I went to start it. Nothing. I wasn't getting anything. I got the meter out, and I was checking voltages, and couldn't understand what was going on. This thing's not that complicated, but apparently it's too complicated for me. It seems while I was working on it, I had engaged the mower to get the lever out of the way and didn't think about it. And that has an interlock, and it wouldn't start. So after a good hour of plugging away at this thing, I actually read the dash on the instructions and actually said make sure the mower is not engaged. Gave myself a big royal kick in the backside, and now she works. I'm looking in the gas tank here. There's a bunch of floaters, and this gas tank's just held on with zip ties. And I've got zip ties that'll definitely work. So I'm going to cut this out of here, and I'm going to hopefully we can clean this tank out. Fuel line could be a little longer. Oh, it's right there. Oh, and it's split. See that? Looks like the fuel line split anyways. Good thing we're doing this. Let's take it off at the other end. Well, I'm glad I took that out. Look at that split in there. And there's a bunch of stuff floating in there. We'll clean that out. So this is what the fuel looked like that was in there. Been sitting for a while, lots of crud loose, bugs and stuff in there. I'm glad we got that out. And since we have a parts machine, Got a nice new fuel line off the other one, and he even has a shutoff, which all these gravity feed systems should have. Should have a shutoff in the winter when you shut it off. You don't want all that fuel running down into your crankcase. So this is the bonus. We'll put that in. But first, let's see if this thing's got spark before we even put fuel or the gas tank back, and we're going to try that now. So I've taken off the plug wire, and I got a little jumper on there because I can't see from over here. Battery's hooked back up. Got a little jumper right near ground right there. So I don't know if you guys will be able to see it. I'll put you down close. Step on the pedal here and try it. Let's see if you can see it. Here you go. Yep, we got spark. Lots of it. Oh, great. Now I'll put the gas tank back in, put some gas in it. Hey, so I've got this all washed. Looks a lot better. And I'll put the new fuel line on it. And I got some new straps. So let's see if we can get this in there. 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 So I've got the fuel shut off here. I'm going to pour some gas in there and make sure it comes out. That should be enough. Okay. Make sure we have fuel. Nice to have that shut off there. Have gas. Nice clean gas. That up. Get these pliers out of my pocket. There. Okay, let's check the air cleaner. Actually, doesn't look too bad. Not bad at all. Put the spark plug back on. Check the oil. Oil's good and actually fairly clean. Okay, let's try this thing. So this thing has 3 interlocks. Got an interlock on the clutch, interlock on the mower, and another interlock on the seat. Now right now we have to make sure the mower is not engaged, and we have to press that down and see if it starts. Aha, so. Oh, it helps if I turn the gas back on. Let's try that again. Put the gas on this time. Okay, let's try it. Hey! Works pretty good actually. Runs real nice. Now if I let this pedal go, it'll shut off. Start it again. I push down on here, keeps running. So those are the ones we have to remember. Okay, I'm gonna clean this stuff up a little bit. We'll take it for a little spin, see if it works. Okay, we're gonna try to see if this thing works, but I'm not gonna run the mower because it's full of junk. So if the transmission works, we'll take it up and give it a really good bath, and then we'll take a look at the mower deck. Hey, let's see if we can take this thing for a spin. Hey, it works. Hey, it works great. So we'll clean it up, and I'm pretty sure we're gonna have to pick the best 4 tires because these tires, half of them are all flat. I don't know if they're gonna hold there, but let's give her a cleanup. Okay guys, I got air in all 4 tires. I got about 9 or 10 pounds in each tire. Surprisingly, they all have air. 3 of them aren't bad. The one here is pretty cracked, but they've all got tubes in them, so it's not like they're going to blow out. And they're holding there, so they should work. And let's take a look at the belts. I don't know if there's much you can see. Yeah, there's belts under there, and they're not chewed. They're all in place. They're not bad, so I'm not going to replace anything. And I looked at the blade. I don't think you can see it in here. It's not the best, so we'll just have to go with that. They'll probably have to sharpen it, but it's there and it's not bent. So I think if this if this mower works, I think she's going to be fine. Sure cleaned up pretty nice. Looks a lot better than it did before. It's amazing just by cleaning something how you can make it look better. So let's see if this thing cuts grass. Okay, let's see how this thing works. This works great. Hope you liked the video. We got lots of videos on these kind of tractors too, or stuff we do around here. So if you want, click on the link at the end of this video, Cedarstone Estate, subscribe, comment. You can tell me how stupid this is, or you can tell me it was a good job. Tell me you don't like tractors. Anyways, comment, like, subscribe. It all helps. Thanks again.